Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. I've had to wait for the gobby bloke to stop yelling and the obnoxious yelling kid to stop doing what he does. Yeah, there are times when I just can't film outside. Sometimes it's bad enough that I can't film inside as well. But we now have peace and quiet. For all, not just for me. Right, the Phalaenopsis with the Mealy-Bugs. I've already done one tray and I worked out what to do using that tray, so this is now the second one, which is obviously just a repeat of what I did before. I brought out one shelf at a time which fits into one of my black trays. I put them on the put the tray on the arms of the chair to get them up so that I'm not bending, because they're now at my normal height. And they're going to get a good spray. They're slightly dry at the moment, so the idea being that they should absorb more both on the leaves and on the bare roots, and the top of the pot will get a good spray as well. Now, I've sprayed one of the shelves already and I'm probably only down to about there, so one of these is going to do all the Phalaenopsis no problem. I bought two. So I'm then going to work out how to do the Cymbidiums, and I think what I might be doing is actually putting each plant on the top step of my steps, which is here. The idea being that I can get to the underside and do all that and then lift it down and do the top side. That's my theory. I just hope that's about the right height. The trouble is the mechanics of the steps and everything are probably going to be in the way, so I might have to use one of the bonsai stands, the tallest one, take the tree off, and that way I can get underneath to a degree. Hang on just a minute, I think I can hear the doorbell. False alarm. Right, for those of you who are interested, this is the spray that I decided to get. There's not a huge amount of choices left in the UK that are systemic, and a lot of them are a lot weaker than perhaps they once were, but this one does seem to work. If you're really interested in what's going on, then you can zoom in and read it. Anyway, let's get going. So the idea is to pick these up one at a time. Now we've got no flowers over here. This is not going to overspray onto anything that matters. I'm spraying towards the kitchen wall. In addition to that, there is not a breath of wind today, so there shouldn't be any drift anyway. And the concept is to come in underneath first, from one side, then turn it round so that I can get at the other side of the underside of the leaves, watching out for places that it's not getting, like there, and then come round and do the top side. So the spray is just drifting over there. It's getting on my tripod, but I can live with that. It will soon dry off. Right, and we've got a little one here. Again, underside first, coming at it from one side and then turning it round, coming at it from the other side. That guarantees I get, because the leaves have got a V in them, so the spray can't get at both sides of the underside at once. So you have to come at it from both sides, and then making sure the top side, leaf joints, everything like that, top of the pot, everything gets done. Now I've got a big one there that I'm going to leave till last because it's going to be awkward, to say the least. That's the big one with the big rock on it, you know the one. Right, you get the picture now, so now I can speed up a bit. It's going on my hands, but they will get a thorough wash with proper soap and everything when I get back in. Notice I'm doing the roots and the top of the pot. That's quite important. Right, now this one, while we're here, this is the one with the terminal spike that I kept for interest's sake. It's got a flower on it. I suppose you better have a closer look. Very attractive flower. Well, that's going to get sprayed as well because they get down in the joints. So again, underside first, and other side of underside. I suppose in theory, if you miss a bit with a systemic spray, does it really matter? Because it's going to go into the whole plant. So you could say it doesn't matter, but I'd prefer not to miss any. I'd prefer to make sure all parts of the plant get sprayed. God, this one's absolutely covered. Now this is a contact killer that also gives systemic protection for up to 8 weeks. That's what it says on the tin. We don't always believe what it says on the tin. We try it out and find out. The idea of doing the roots and the top of the pot is obviously if the roots are relatively dry, they're going to absorb this stuff and that's going to go straight up inside the plant. Some orchids are resistant to sprays of any kind, even water, being absorbed through the leaves. They just don't absorb very well at all. And others do. And it's difficult to find out which one's which without trying it out, quite honestly. But there are definitely some orchid leaves that do not absorb very well. I know lots of people purport that foliar feeding is the way to go, it's really good. Well, there's some orchids that just won't have it. So it doesn't work very well on those types of orchids. That's a new root. I thought we had a spike. No, it's a root. Right, bigger ones now. Oh, this is a tedious job, but hopefully it's a one-off. It may need a repeat application, but all the instructions on this don't mention a repeat application for it to work. It just says it lasts for up to 8 weeks. And if it's done its job properly, then there should be no need to spray again, because unless you get a new infestation, you know, new bugs. But the ones you've already got should be gone. And any eggs that hatch out that bite into your plant should be dead. That's how they work. Oops. Right, 2 left to go, including the one with the rock on. Rock on. It's another big one. It's one of Hannah's. Right, I've got enough hands here. Right, now we've got the big one. I've got to make sure, because some of the leaves, when I store this one normally, the leaves hang over the shelf because they're longer than the pot. Well, obviously I've now got it on a flat surface, so the leaves are bent. So I've got to make sure I haven't put any of the other pots on the leaves. Otherwise, when I pick this plant up, I'm going to upend them. So I think we're all clear. heavy. It's the rock that does it. Big plant, this one. This was the one that, for those of you who've been around a long time, this came from my son. It could have been dangerous. It could have landed right in the centre of a plant. No, it didn't. These are good. If I was a cat, that would be one of my lives. Yes, this came to me from my son in a glass jar, so no drainage whatsoever. He'd had it, I think, 5 or 6 years in that glass jar, and he was watering it by filling the glass jar with water and feed whenever, and letting it soak for a while, and then emptying it out. And it was working very well, quite honestly. The plant came to me quite healthy, despite having not been repotted for an incredibly long time, that it was doing well. Let's put this back and get the rock back on it. Been too much over. There's trouble with big plants, they knock each other. Right, so that's that tray now done. The other tray is inside on my workbench. This one can stay out here. Obviously got to wash my hands and everything, and I've got to do that before I can turn the camera off even, so I'll let it run for a bit. I'll edit it. So that's what I've been up to, and as I said, I've got the most of the cymbidiums. There's 5 cymbidiums that have never been anywhere near the plants that have got scale. The scale came in from outside last autumn basically, and 2 of them have never been near any of those plants, and 3 of them are new plants this year, which I've kept separate deliberately. So I haven't got to spray everything. The trouble is, it's the biggest ones that are going to have to be sprayed. They're going to use a lot of spray, and I can't possibly profess to have got the underside and top, well, underside specifically, of every single leaf on the plants I'm spraying. I'm going to miss some. They'll be covered up, you know, one on top of the other, so you get one from underneath but you can't get the one above. So I won't get them all, but I will be able to get every leaf from the top because I can see what I'm doing, and I'm hoping that the systemic element will take it throughout the whole plant and make sure the scale are gone. That's my theory, what I have. Right, so that's that done. They'll be left out here to dry. The other one's in there. Once they're virtually dry, they don't have to be bone dry. Once they're virtually dry and there's no drips coming off or anything, I'll get them back in the kitchen, and then tomorrow they will need actually watering and feeding. As I said, they were quite dry, but an awful lot of the roots are now soaking wet. Okay, they're wet with that spray, but it's still moisture. You know, there's still an element of hydration will take place, so that'll do until tomorrow. So there we go, spraying plants, making sure they're all covered with a systemic spray that should give lasting protection. They may need spraying again, I cannot tell. You know, I haven't used this stuff in this way before. So if we get to 6 or 7 weeks and when I water the plants there is still no sign of any mealy-bugs, then one spray may have been enough. We won't find out, time will tell. We'll find that out as we move along. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.